Pioneers, welcome back to College Friday, and today we have our fabulous first grade teacher, Miss Schrader. Hi, Miss Schrader.
Hi, Patent Pioneers.
Thank you so much for joining us. We are so excited to hear about your college experience. So let's go ahead and get started. Can you share where you went to college?
I surely can. Thank you for asking me to do this. This is great, and I love the college I went to. I went to Texas Tech University, and that is in Lubbock, Texas, in the Panhandle. And today I wrote our game day shirt is Recum Tech. It's our this year's Recum Tech, and also on our game day shirt we have our masks for this year. So I loved this shirt this year.
So I guess we'll get to the football in a bit, but I'm assuming you went to a couple of games this year.
I did not get to go to a couple of games. My son, who is attending Texas Tech, was able to go to some of the games this year, which I was excited for him. It's his first year there, so I'm a proud mom now to send one of my children to Tech, so he had a great time.
That is very special to go to your college or university and love it, and then your kids also attend that same university. That's really cool. All right, so really quickly, let's hear about what you studied. What was your major at Texas Tech?
Well, when I first went to Tech, I knew I wanted to do maybe work with counseling or with children. So I went there and I wasn't quite sure where I was going to fit. So I first began with wanting to be a clinical psychologist. And after a while, I realized that that wasn't going to be the best fit for me. So I loved working with kids and babysitting and learning about child development. So I went into the education field and I loved it since. So at first, my ideas were a little bit different. And then I kind of, as I was in school, changed my path. So, and I loved it.
And I think that's something that we have been hearing from lots of teachers is like we start college and you get to explore and you think you like something and then you find something else and you discover that you really like something else. And I think that's one of the beauties of college is being able to explore and really find what you're passionate about, really find what you want to focus your studies and your professional career. So that's cool.
I mean, a lot of students, you're so young, you're not quite sure, you have all these grand ideas, and it's really good to go and explore all those different fields. And then when you really, focus on, wow, that's something that I really want to do. But don't be scared to change, change your mind, because you really want to do something that you enjoy and not be stuck with something that is not something that you're going to want to do your rest of your life.
Exactly.
So I was glad that I found my path.
Awesome. So your major is in education?
It was human development and family studies.
Okay.
So at Tech, at that time, there were two paths, the education and human development family studies. The difference with going under the education umbrella instead of the human development, education started at, you could teach 1st through 4th grade. And with my degree, you can teach younger kids, pre-K through 6. So I had a larger certificate. It covered more grades, and I knew that I wanted to work with the younger students. So I chose the Human Development Family Studies route. So that's how I didn't go under the education umbrella, but Human Development Family Studies.
And you're a wonderful first grade teacher, so. Okay. So can you tell us about what was your school mascot?
The Masked Rider is our mascot, and it's very interesting. You have to, try out for it, and men and women have both been the Masked Rider, but it was first called the Ghost Rider, and it's one of the oldest mascots at the universities. So it's really neat. I love our mascot, love horses, so it's my favorite mascot. Not just because I went there, but I love horses.
Okay, and can you tell us a little bit about what Recum means, or is that part of the mascot? That's just one of our sayings that we do. We do, our Guns Up or Recum,
We didn't really have it as much when I was growing up, but these all these new sayings and things have developed, and I love it. And so it's a great little motto that they have, and go to game day and you have a lot of things to say and share. So
awesome. Okay, so can you tell us about your favorite class you took during your college experience?
Well, I mostly enjoyed all my education classes and human development classes. It really gave me a greater depth of, the child and families and how they communicate and their development. So most of my education classes were my favorite. I didn't have one specific one, but it was really interesting, and I loved the human development part of it. So just breaking down, how you develop and how you grow and how you learn, I think is really important as you're going into the education field. I liked all my education, my upper division classes.
So your academic classes were pretty much your favorite. And what about a non-academic activity or something that you really enjoyed during college that was non-academic?
Well, I didn't have a lot of time in college because I worked. I worked a lot, throughout college, and I had a great experience. I learned a lot. I worked at a restaurant called County Line, and it's here in Austin. It's here in Austin as well, but it was in Lubbock. And I worked there, all the time. And I actually met my husband there. So he went to Tech, and I met my husband there. So it holds a special place in my heart, that restaurant. So yeah, so I didn't have a lot of time. I wasn't, as I studied and went to work. So I kind of had to work to go through college. So
yeah, well, it must have been some sort of fun. I mean, you met your husband, so.
I met a lot of friends.
And friends. All right, and so last question is, do you have any fun or funny memories you want to share with our pioneers?
Well, it's kind of funny because it was a mistake I made, but I learned from it. I ended up enrolling myself into an acting class as an elective, and I did not check the number that I put as I enrolled. I thought it was going to be a movies, like a critic class, and when I went to class that first day, it ended up being an acting class. And back then I was extremely shy and I was mortified, but I decided to stick it out, and I ended up, it really helped me, face my fears of public speaking. I did a monologue, acting, and even though I'm not going to win an award for acting, I gained so much from that class, the confidence that I gained, that I don't regret dropping that class because I made a mistake. So it was when I look back, it was pretty funny that I enrolled myself into an acting class instead of the movies critic class. So I look back, but I learned a lot from it, and I wouldn't have changed it.
Well, I'm so glad you stuck with it too, because I do feel like I would feel nervous as well.
I was mortified, and then I was like, okay, I can do this. So I stuck it out and got through it, and just felt so much better about myself, and just the confidence that it made me build in myself.
Yeah. Well, I like to end with this last question. Is there something or anything you'd want to share, any advice you'd want to share for our pioneers about college, or any advice?
I think there are several things that I would like to say. When you are so young and you're deciding where you want to go, I really want you to, go and visit the place and see if you really feel like this is somewhere that you could see yourself. And it's okay if you get there and you realize, this might not be the best place for me. Just to figure it out, make sure that it's the right place that makes you feel at home, and the people there. When I went to Lubbock, it was a whole new world for me, and what made me love it so much were the people. I'm from West Texas, El Paso, and in the Panhandle, I met the nicest people. So I think, look for if you feel at home there, if you see yourself being a part of that community. And it's okay that it may not work, that you could also always go somewhere else and it's not for you, but stick to what your heart tells you with the university or the degree that you choose to graduate with. So, just follow your heart, and I think you'll probably make the right decision. Okay.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ms. Schrader, for joining us. I really enjoyed learning about your college experience, and thank you, Pioneers, for watching, and until next time.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.